behind CarolJo's, which is where community and creativity come together. All right, I'm just going to get a bead mat down so my beads don't roll all over the place. Welcome in. We do all kinds of fun things here. We will do chats twice a week. We try to do tutorials twice a week. We try to do makers meetup at least once a week. And then we have live events. So for the chats, it's your time to ask tips and tricks, questions, whatever you want to talk about with that's related to jewelry making or running a small business. The makers meetup, it's a time for us to create things that we might not have done before. If we're working on something, bring it and we're going to talk while we're creating. We also will do in the tutorials, it's a time for us to do step-by-step directions on how to create jewelry and accessories. This week, we're doing accessories on our tutorials. We're going to do a bookmark and we're going to do a keychain. So we've done them in the past, but we're going to change them up a little bit, use different techniques that we've learned in the past to be able to do those. Thank you, Vicki, for the heart me. So that is what we have on the agenda for the week. Right now, today, we are going to have chat time. So it's time where you can ask all kinds of questions if you would like. Also, it is the time where on Mondays, we talk about the quote that we have that I do every Monday. I change it up. And this week, I'm going to get it here. It is the sun himself is weak when he first rises and gathers strength and courage as the day goes on. Hi, Mia. How are you doing? So, when you think about it from that perspective, when the sun first comes up, it's not very bright. It has some beautiful colors. Oh, good to hear. But it doesn't have like the noon sun or the afternoon sun is just full strength, lots of most days, just the hotness. I am from South Dakota in the US. And so, when you think about it from that aspect, it makes you take and think about when we get up in the mornings. And it was so funny. I know if you're still in here, Vicky, I seriously thought about you when I read this quote. Really, truly. She doesn't like to get up. She would rather just be, let's get to the hot stuff, the noon. Nope, we don't talk like that over here. And so, I literally thought of you, Vicky, as I was reading that. And her whole entire she is not a morning person, and she would rather just wait until the sun is up and going before she's going to get up and going. The start of the day is hard. But once you go, you gather strength, you can do it, and you're like, I got this. So, yeah, I just literally, it just, of all people, I really did think about you. I almost messaged you going, oh, my quote reminds me of you. I am that type of person that I don't reach out to people all the time when I think about them, but I will see something and it'll remind me of them. And I have tried to do better. I'm not very good at it, but that's okay. Mia's not a morning person either. There are some days, um, there are some days that I just get up and get going. Today was one of them. I just got up. I wake up. It takes me a little bit to wake up. I like to have a half an hour of time in bed, just getting my thoughts together, planning my day. And that's part of my whole start of my day is that where I just do a slow start and then we go. And before I even got Buttercup up and going, I had all of the social media scheduled for today. Um, Even though for some reason TikTok doesn't like my second one that I have out there, the Beat Encore, they say, no, it's not going out to the it's not recommended for the FYP. And I'm like, really? I've done this video before. I'm like, so I went out and shared it from my back. I'm not gonna let it ruin my day. We're gonna get it out there. So yep. And then I had gotten other things done, and it's been a good day. I do need to grab some baggies though, because I'm working on the 12 millimeter silicones, everybody. Ooh, on this chat. That's not what I'm working on overall for today. Hi, Lolly. I am working on getting today's encore, or not encore, today is a debut event at 8 p.m. ready and going. But I use, and I've told you guys, I use Chat GPT. Hey, Gladys. I use it to create my information that I put out into the back end of my system. And today it is being stubborn. So I have to like double read everything, and it's taken me a little bit longer. I figured I'd be done by now, but I am not. I'm halfway done, and I'm not letting it discourage me because I will get it done when I get it done. And it'll be done before 8 p.m. when we have the live for the debut event tonight. And I can tell you what we have coming tonight. We have the acrylic tubes. Hi, Zuli. I've got acrylic tubes in two different colors. One they call goldenrod, and it's a yellow color. And then I have another one in I can't remember what they called it. I think they called it hot pink. Oh, I'll go look on the backup account. Let me go look. I'm going to turn the volume down because I haven't brought it up, and I was watching videos before I went live. Let's see. Let me go to my backup account. Go. There we go. Maybe. No. There we go. Yep, I did get a picture. Oh, I love it. I'm going to show, okay, Gladys. So Gladys got in some of her fun things. And look it is so cute. This butterfly we recently had. It isn't out on the studio yet because we have mornings like I'm having today where it's taken me longer. So I'm not going to get that done. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the debut event and be like, haha, what is my favorite jewelry in the business? What is my favorite jewelry? I am a bracelet girl. I love bracelets. I think it does too. And she's using the memory wire to create that one with. There's. We did talk about, everybody, July 11th. That is the day that we are going to be bringing our 5 or not five, they're 12 millimeter silicone beads, 5 in a bag. That's where the 5 came from. So I'm just putting these in the bags while we're talking. But that turned out great. So Nordic Luna is making his earrings, wearing his rings or bracelets. Oh, thank you. They are lightweight, aren't they? They're big, but they are so lightweight. And don't ask me how to pronounce it. It is a nut it's spelled Kukui. It is they call it the candlelight bead, and they are in Hawaii, and they are really cute. I like them anyways. So yeah. So yeah. Um, I was talking about, we have the acrylic tubes. So I don't know. Has anybody seen if Patty's used those acrylic tubes to make the animals? I don't know if she's on. I haven't seen her. Oh, Zulie's making a bolo necklace. I have tried and failed numerous times on that. Yep, it's a ghost nut. Yep. Okay. Because I was wondering if she had done one. Oh, you're doing the bolo with those? Cool. Awesome. I love hearing what you guys do with them. Hi, Julie. So tonight we will have two items from the Hagar estate. That's where those nut beads came from. Choker is usually 16 inches, and then you can put a 2-inch extender on it for the thick neck girls like me. You're working on Zulie's challenge. There's Patty. Yep. And Zulie says, "And me, lol." Okay. I have something that I want to do with memory wire. Choker just reminded me the memory wire choker thing that we did. I have something I want to do with the choker or with memory wire, but I got to get that size memory wire before we can have a tutorial on it. Oh, you're doing the 1930s era? I can do the projects. I just forget to take the pictures. I'm horrible at taking the pictures after they're done. Horrible. And you know what I forgot to say at the beginning of my live? We already have the 10 shares, 10,000 likes. We'll start doing giveaways. Vicky's the same way. Thank you. I'm like, I stink at taking pictures. And it was funny because I was supposed to take pictures of these beads before I bagged them up because it's easier. Yeah, that's not happening right now. I will be doing the pictures after when I go to put them out on the studio because that's how I am. All right. Danelle just sent a picture. Let's go look. Ah, she used the earrings with the memory wire that we had. Look at those. Those are so springy. Beautiful. I'm the same way. I am the same way, Vicky. I love it. Those are cool. See, this is why we give you the inspiration. That's what it is. What is a bolo necklace? It is, I'm being asked that question. Um, think of it as I always this is how I'm going to describe it to be a meaningful way of how I see it. If you've ever seen replacing a tie, the necklace where they have a centerpiece here on a man, and then they'll have the two pieces coming down, and it usually is on something that you can move up and down depending on the collar of the outfit. That's how I describe a bolo necklace. I see it in a lot of southwestern male jewelry lines. If I describe that wrong, please let me know. But that's how I always think of with bolo. Zuli says yes. Okay, thank you, Zuli. And so did Vicky. I don't know how else to describe it than that way. Like, that's just how I see them. And you can do it also. Hi, Julie. You can do them as a woman style necklace, but we usually call them more of um like a not a Y necklace, but a dangle necklace type thing because you'll have like this delicate chains from a centerpiece that can move up and down. They're to me on a woman, they're more delicate, more elegant. You can have the same style, but it's not called that, I don't think, with a woman. But I see that same inspiration. Zuli said perfect description. Okay. I'm just like, I was gonna say, you guys are gonna see me doing a lot of bagging of these while we are on our chat times, because it's a time for me to like where we're just talking and I can get these going. Because we have like 3 weeks, I think it is. That's under 3 weeks before we're gonna have these. So I'm like, hey, if I could do these during chat time, we'll get there. Thanks, Zuli, for the heart me. And then the last one that I need to do from those, it will be okay, bolo necklace for women and bolo tie for men is what Vicky says she usually hears it as. Thanks for the heart me's. Or not the heart me's, the puff hearts. Thank you. Whoop, whoop. Oh, now she's doing finger hearts. She's getting all the hearts in. Thank you, Zilly. And also, Wednesday will be is supposed to be the first day of the big honkin' items coming. I get 2 boxes. I'm trying to find out how many boxes I'm actually gonna get because I need to know where I'm gonna put them at in the house. We think we're gonna have to put them in the garage. I'm waiting to hear back. I don't know. Let's go use our G friend. Because or we could use Chat GPT also. It is a unique necktie made of cord or braided leather secured with an ornamental bead clasp or slide, originating within the American Southwest and deeply rooted in the Native American Western cultures. That's what I've just got. Nope, my extra long trip, I still do not have. The extra long trip is still extra long. Um, I did message them last week about it, and they're like, you need to give it like another 2 months. So, my extra long trip boxes started in March. We're into June, and I still don't have them. So we'll see. And they said give it another 2 months. So maybe August, almost 6 months to get them. I have never in my life had something take this long to get to me. So, okay. So Zuli said the name Bolo comes from the word, I don't know how to pronounce it. So I'm going to spell it so that you guys can know. It's Boleadora. And it's an Argentinian lasso. So it comes from South America. Yeah, don't ask me how to pronounce words. I stink sometimes. Hi, Robin. It's been a little bit. How are you doing? Ooh, thank you. As I can say, thank you for the support. I don't have my backup account on, so if something happens like that, you're going to hear it. If you have TikTok on your device that makes the noise, you don't get to hear the ding. Oh, thank you, Danelle. I'm doing good. Yes, like a southwestern tie with a focal piece. Thanks for the heart me. I was gonna say, Ryan took for anybody who took care of their electronic communications and did all the fun stuff. I took care. I packaged those up last night, and he took them to the post office sometime today. And so they'll be sent. They'll start going through the system. So anything that came through today, I will work on it before before I go to bed tonight. That is what I can say. Yes, I think you should teach it in one of our creative week classes. I'm glad you took, we all need to take a break when we need to take a break. I was watching or I don't watch, when I'm going to give you TMI. When I'm in the shower, I like to have something going on. Just sometimes it's just a background noise because when you get on the tube, some of the videos will start just playing um the ads. And so that's just background noise. But sometimes I will listen to different things that will give us, at least give me meaning and some thought about how I am. I don't know. I don't know if I should be the one for that one. um, but today I was watching a video about an individual who had her own small business, and her monthly value. I'm going to give you a value of what her you get the word if I don't say it. It is was between 30 and 50K a month. And she said she almost gave it all up. And the reason being is that it was her mental health that took a toll. And she said she had to take a step back to decide if she wanted to keep her in. She took that in. That was her in. She's like, she goes, my business was ramping. She had employees, she didn't have a huge amount of employees, but she had employees. Her business kept ramping up, and they wanted to have different lines for her business every season. No, it isn't. It wasn't a small amount, and it was taking the mental toll on her. And when she was talking, I understood what she was saying, and it was about that you feel like you have to always be on. You always have to think of new things. You just have to keep going. And that's why when you were talking about that you needed to step away, I think it's really great when we can realize it. And sometimes it's very difficult to realize it. And yep, you cannot put a value on your mental health. And she said, I loved what I was doing. And that's what I will constantly say. I love what I do here. And there are some days where I'm just like, okay, I just need to take a step back. You guys have seen it recently where a couple of Fridays ago, I was frustrated with getting things done. It just wasn't working out. And I just looked at Ryan and I said, how about we go do this? And we all need to be able to take that and be able to step away, and it's okay. Because I think sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves. And she said it came, she said, when I went and finally got to 10K is my value for coming in for a month. And her first thing was to set a new goal. She got to 20K. It was to set a new goal. It wasn't about taking the time. She never took the time to celebrate it. And that is where I literally was like, I have done that to myself too, but I never thought about it until I heard someone else say it. And so one of the things I took from this video was celebrate life. Celebrate the little things. Just yesterday. So, for you guys that said, now I got to remember who it was. Was it Amy that said to put in the quarter cup of applesauce instead of eggs to make your cakes moister? Was that Amy that said that? So, yesterday, if you guys know me, I do not cook. I do not cook. It's not, cooking doesn't bring me joy. I do not like the feel of raw meat, all of that. But I was like, you know what? I am going to make, because I was to bring dessert to our family get together for Father's Day. I was to bring desserts. And I'm like, I can do this. I can't remember who said it, but oh, it did work. My cake was very moist. It was a little bit crumbly, kind of like it didn't adhere. So I'm wondering if I needed to change my water or my oil time of it. Um, but I got it done and it worked and it tasted just fine. And Ryan, I didn't know it either. We were talking about it. So Ryan had a piece of it yesterday. And then after we got done, we were talking about it. And I said, I replaced the eggs with applesauce. And he goes, if I thought I was eating healthy, I went to eat it. And I'm like, geez, thanks, dude. Um, but we had that, and then I made him, he likes brownies, so I did make him brownies too. I don't like the cleanup either. I don't. But now that we have a dishwasher, I like it a lot better. We went in the house that Ryan grew up in, they didn't have a dishwasher in it. And so for I don't know how many years we lived in that house. I got to think about it. 10 years? Between 9.5 and 10 years. Oh, you can tell the difference about it in cornbread and hush puppies. I've never made either of those either. We had cornbread yesterday. Um, and they, but I love having a dishwasher. That's what I got to say. Okay. Well, maybe I'll replace the oil next time instead of the eggs. But it turned out it was very, very, very moist. Oh, see, Ryan cooks. I'm lucky. Um, so I am very like my brownies have to be a certain texture. I get this. I get it, Robin. I don't like I don't like frosting on my brownies. I just never have. So I don't do that. Oh, sour cream. Okay, now we're getting all kinds of ideas here. Now I'm going to be like my family's going to have to eat cake just so I can try them out. But I need like I can't have a crispy or like overdone brownie at all. They have to be like cake like more than I don't know how to do it. Yep, I don't like crunchy cookies either, and I don't like crunchy brownies. They have to be cakey for me to be okay. And that's how mine turned out yesterday. I don't know how everybody else is with brownies, but I have to have more of the cake type. I don't like thin cookies. I would rather have the thicker cookies. Julie likes crunchy anything. So yeah, so I like soft, like crumble cookies. I love crumble cookies because they are not thin and they're not crunchy. I love them. Can you eat a whole one? Heck no. Uh-oh, somebody was filtered. I cannot eat a whole crumble cookie in one setting. No way, no how. Ooh, yep, nope, not for me. The crunchy edges, nope. I love it how we're all different, and I love that about us. I have never used that. It's not here yet. I we haven't started working on the she shed yet because the person who has the shed, they are still getting it ready to come over here. So the kitty mansion is supposed to be coming, but the kittens that Buttercup is getting are not even born yet. So we're not having that come over right away because of the fact that the kitties are not even here yet. They are incubating, let's put it that way. The mama is going to have kitties, and then we're going to decide which one she wants and put them out in the kitty mansion. And then once we have that, oh, see, I these were more like the fudgy brownies. They had little pieces of chocolate chip in them. Um, so then one thing, even though the kitties will not be, oh, that's fine. Nope, you can ask. The kitties will not be in the house at all, but because like we were talking about this, um, with the kitties, like if Buttercup is out there and she comes in the house, their dander can be on her skin and can get anywhere in our house. Or even if once we get the bead shed, if she came in there, she could have that transfer. And so we talked about putting something on the boxes just to say, we've got, the kitty glitter, possibly. The chances of it are low, but if some of you have a severe allergies to different things, and so if that's the case, I'm going to put that. No, I am not. Ryan does not believe in having cats or any animals in the house. He grew up where it was not what you did. You didn't have the animals were outside. I grew up that dogs were supposed to be outside and cats were inside, and that type of thing. So I grew up, I had a rabbit, had a pet rabbit. My sister had a salamander. We had fish all the time. We had two aquariums full of fish. My sister had birds. Also, I had hamsters, and then we'd had multiple cats. And so that's how I grew up. And so, yep. And so he did not grow up the same way. And so we respect his thoughts. And so our compromise was the kitty mansion. Yeah. And so we never ever, like my grandparents had dogs, and in the entire time my grandparents had dogs, both sides had dogs, but only one of them had one in the house. None of the rest were ever in the house. I grew up while we were in the country. When I grew up in the country, we had dogs outside. We had a Doberman pitcher. Her name was Tasha, and she was just the sweetest of sweet. And but she was always outside. And then we were also that dogs belonged on a farm is the way we grew up, not in town. My sister didn't go with that, and she's always had dogs as an adult. And they're all indoor dogs. Right now she has three Rottweilers, a a I'm like a bear. Bear is this little fuzzball, and I can't think of what he is right now. Um and then they have Fiona, and she's a terrier, I believe. So they have two small dogs and three large dogs. And they're Yes, Pomeranian. Thank you. That's what he is. Like he's a big fuzzball. He is so cute. And so my sisters had Great Danes. Yeah. And so that's why we are going with a kitty mansion is yeah, as soon as I said fuzzball. and so she because Buttercup loves animals. And so we're gonna get the kittens, and then they'll have their own house. And according to her, they will have, oh, he thinks he's a lap dog, doesn't he, Trisha? Um, she wants to have heat and air for them in their own little mansion. And then she's got like what she wants to paint the inside of it to be, what colors, and it has to have insulation so that they, but she also wants an area where they can go outside. So yeah. So I I think she's gonna have a little spoilage going on. So yeah, so she has plans about how she wants to decorate it and stuff. I love it. So yeah, and my kids grew up having animals too. So yep, so that's what we're gonna do. He's working on taking down an outbuilding that needed to go. They've been good. Good, good. Um, he's working on getting an outbuilding out of here that I think that might be one of the two places where they're gonna put this little building. It's not really little, but so if anybody's been on a farm before and knows what a granary is, that's the building that we're getting for her kitty mansion. So they're tall, and I would say probably like 15-foot lengthwise, 10-foot wide. So yeah, so that's where she's gonna have her kittens. She's getting two. Nope, not like a grain silo. Um, you do put the grain in it, but it's not circular like a silo. These are long, like a rectangle. Let me see if I can find a picture because we're gonna have to paint this. And I bet what's gonna happen is we have that metal that needs to be moved. I bet you Ryan does metal on the outside of it because he wants to have all of the everything metal. Let me see. Not granite, green. Let's see if I can find one. Yep, yep. And that's what he wants. She wants him to do. Trying to find one here that's the right size. This one that I've got here is too big. This one's really too big, but it'll give you some idea. So if you would take just like to here, not all above, but to there, so it's like two levels, and it's not as square as this. It's more of a rectangle, but that's what it'll be like. Some of you, when you talk about the silo type thing, that's going to be more about what we talk about here. Like here's one that's made into like this, where these are grain bins, whereas a granary is a building and a bin is a circle, except for it's not cut out like that. And we have grain bins here. Nope, not a specific. They are outdoor kittens. Their mama is an outdoor cat and she is having babies. And so we'll just take some of the babies. Yep. So silos are different here because we on our land we have grain bins like those. We also have a silo. So let me show you what I mean by a silo. Okay, so this is what I call a silo, like these type of buildings, the round ones. They're like more brick or cement, whereas the other one is metal. That's the difference of what we call them here. And we have a silo also on our land. So we have a silo. We only have one silo. Yep. And grain bins can be huge or they can be short. And the one that I showed you, that one was a shorter one. And we have that size, and then we have some that are a little bit bigger. We don't have the big ones like you would see when, like at the co-ops. We don't have big ones like that here. I mean, there are some farms that have the big ones, but we don't have that here. And I can't remember how many grain bins we have. 6 or 7? I have no idea. I think 7. Yes, she is going to decorate it, so she wants it to be, so yeah, so if he puts the metal on like I think he would, it will be insulated so that it won't be so hot in the summer and cool, it'll not cold in the winter. And then, she wants the walls put up on the inside, and she wants to paint them pink. And then she wants to have, if you've seen kiddie places where they have all the shelves that they can climb up and stuff, and then she wants like a climbing tree and that type of stuff in there. So yes. So that's her plans for it. I don't know how much is going to happen because Opa is not a wood person. He's a metal person. She wants to put furniture in there. She doesn't watch much TV. And we've tried, she watches a lot of videos and stuff, but we've tried to have her do it on the TV and she doesn't. She would rather have her tablet is what she would rather have. So it's like, okay, her phone or her tablet, but not a TV. Oh, my sister, I think, is at the hospital. Hold on. Let me see. I'm getting a text message with a picture. I don't want to do, I have not asked permission, so I can't show. Oh, she was showing me this so that we can see. Ooh, that would be cool. Um, so I will give you some things. I just can't show a picture because I don't have permission to show her on social media. So, um, little Miss Mabel, that is what Miranda named her baby girl. She was born on Father's Day, just about the turn of the next day. So she was born middle of the night. She was a little bit early. She weighed 5 pounds, 4 ounces, was it? Let me look. 5 pounds, 3 ounces. And she is not in the NICU. She is 100% okay. Miranda is 100% okay. And my sister was sending me a picture of a Coke bottle next to her. She's very tiny. She has the most chubby cheeks for being so small. Her cheeks are just full. She is 18 inches long. So, yes. So, yeah, she's just a little peanut. Little peanut. So, yeah, we're all excited. My sister is so, 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 so excited. Oh, no. Yep. So we are all grateful because um shortly after I'd gotten off of my live on Saturday here on TikTok, um we were my sister was telling me that she was being admitted to the hospital. Her blood pressure just skyrocketed. And so everything was like up in the air about how everything was going to happen and all that, but we have a healthy baby and mommy. And that's all we could ask for. So I'm excited. So now I will never forget when my uncle became a great uncle. He said, that is one of the best things you could ever become is a great uncle. He was like, you have to understand his kids and like Jeannie, my sister, and I's kids are closer in age than I am to my cousins. My oldest cousin is 1 year older than my oldest nephew. He has passed away of SIDS, so that's why you don't hear me talk about him. Um, but they are a year apart. So that'll give you the age gap there. And so so when we were having he was having kids at about the same time we were having kids. And so he said being a great uncle is one of the best things because he hadn't had no idea what it was like to be a grandparent at that time either. So but now I'm a great auntie. I'd already been a great auntie. Um I have from my sister, her stepkids, there's I gotta think about it. One, two, three, four. I believe it was. Holy buckets, Robin. 18. That takes like the wow. Because in my family, my great grandpa was one of 17. And he was towards the end also. But I have my uncles. My dad is the oldest on his side, so my uncles are younger on that side. My mom is the youngest on her side, and my uncles are a lot older. So in one side, I had um cousins that are way older than me in that family, but then I also have cousins that are way younger than me. We were all spread out in that family. And then in my dad's family on that side, they're all a lot younger than me, like 16 to 19 years younger than me. My sister and I were it for a long time. That's why I say I only have one for now. We'll see what happens. You never know. She may be the only, she may not be. We don't know. When your kids decide to have kids is when you're going to be like, "Okay, now I get to be a grandparent again." And I've always said I will never ever pressure a kid one of our kids to have kids. It is truly their choice of when they want to do it. So we don't even talk about like when are we going to have grandkids again or da 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 da. Nope, we don't do that. I will say I'm probably only going to have one. And that's more to not be like, "Okay, I want another one." While we've been talking, I got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 of those bags done. And I'm probably going to be able to get a couple more. See if we can get 10 done in the hour. Wow. Yeah. And I have a friend that when I was growing up, she had she has a sister that's a lot older than her by like 10 years. But then she was the youngest kid forever, and then her parents had a whoop, here we have another one. And so and that I mean, because her older sister was 10 years older than her, and her younger sister was like 10 years younger than her. So there's a 20-year span, but there's only 4 kids. And because of that, the youngest was born an aunt, like by like a year or two. I was like, whoa. But what I like about with family is sometimes you know what, it doesn't matter the number of years in between siblings or between cousins, aunts and uncles. You can have these relationships with them that you never they're like more of a friend than even though there's an age gap and I just love it. So, so yeah, that's what I like about our family is that it doesn't matter our age gap. What other kinds of questions do you guys have? I'm just excited to get some of these done today. I need to take pictures of them and get them ready so that I can get them out so that I can turn them on quickly. I got to turn on some more 9 millimeter silicones. I am working on getting 12 millimeter silicone beads ready for the studio. Yep, there is a debut event tonight. We're gonna have, at the rate I'm going, we'll probably have around 20 items because ChatGPT is not liking me today, but we'll get there. We have two acrylic curved tubes. We have we have two items from the Hagar estate. One of them is a faceted round gold stone in brown. One is an idolite, I believe is how it's pronounced, but I might be pronouncing it wrong. I got to look at it. I've got two porcelain beads. Some, we have two different pendants. We have ice pick bales. We have three different ones. There are low quantities of those, but we got three different shapes of those tonight. We will have, I can't see what color glass bead. We'll have glass beads tonight in different sizes too. So we'll have that tonight. The reason what I'm working on here, Robin, is 12 millimeter silicone beads. We're going to have on July 11th. We are going to have, so I'm going to try to have all of the colors done so we can just do one Saturday where we're going to bring them all so that you can see all of the colors together. There are the silicone beads in 12 millimeters. There's going to be 5 in the bag, and their value is going to be 1 per bag for 5. Woo! See, she's, you got it in your family. See, people do that. And we are 500 away, everybody, from doing a giveaway. And we are almost ready to start doing bead soup again in the giveaways. It's getting there. I just want to put, I think I have one that's almost ready to go. And I think after I do that, we'll start doing those. Canary. There are some colors that the name just sticks with you. We're going to have a giveaway. We do. It's 10K now. We were so close when I said it. We're going to have a giveaway. And then we got there. Woohoo. I'm excited. Let me pick a color. Not wrong button. There we go. Let's do. All right. This is a 2-word color. People were going in that the color range of it to begin with, and now we went the other way. And I'm like, oh, we got to go this way. I am going to give you a clue. The first word can be like a sign. Think about what you use to illuminate a sign. And then the second word is a color that is a primary, or not a primary, it's a secondary color. secondary color. Aha, somebody's got it. Two of you got it. First was Trisha. So, Trisha, you will get 5 creative credits. Second for the word was Teresa, and it was neon green. So, congratulations, Trisha. I just had to go with like neon because I think, Zulie's, it's really weird that I have not seen the video for it yet. The creative challenge is an era challenge and neon. All right. I did all right this time. Sometimes I confuse you guys with my clues. Um, I was going to say it's the era. So you can use neon colors. That's the 80s. Those neon colors. You guys remember those days? All I could think of is like Miami Vice. You're welcome. All right. Almost done with canary yellow. I'm so excited to get 10 of these done in an hour. But it means that I gotta like now take the pictures differently. It's okay. I think next I need to just take some pictures, get them in a container and say, these have pictures so that you guys can see them out on the studio. I won't put them out on the studio turned on so you guys can see them until after the event. But I will be back tonight. We're going to have pendants. We're going to have the acrylic tubes. We have the pinch bales. Oh, and we also have some lobster claw clasps for findings. We will have some natural beads. 2 of them are from the Hagar estate. And then at least one more, I believe. And then we have 2 porcelain beads, and we're going to have some glass beads. Oh no, that stinks, Robin. But we'll be back at 8 p.m. Central with that. Tomorrow we have encore event at 2 p.m. And then at 8 p.m. we have Makers Meetup. I believe that's what we have. Yep, Makers Meetup tomorrow at 2 p.m. Or not 2 p.m., 8 p.m. So that's what we have for the next couple of days. I will see you all later, everybody. Have a good afternoon, okay? Bye.